Wow. Guys, I don't even know what to say right now. I am absolutely mind boggled. I mean, we had all these games today, Dodgers, Barca, all these teams we were talking about. Everything was supposed to go right. Everything was supposed to go our way. And LeBron James ends up selling us this game. I'm in disarray, guys. We lost 119. What is it? 119, 117. Welcome here to the post game. If you're here, I'm happy you're here to grief with us, talk about this with us, because I want to understand what happened. The shout out Blue Magic. Blue Magic said, "Welcome to the therapy session." Because goddamn right, this is going to be a therapy session. Stone, Gerald, great to see you guys. Talk to me, please. Help me make some sense of this shit.
Go for Stone.
You guys hear me okay?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Yeah, I mean it's just a complete meltdown. The Lakers, it seemed like we're not on the same page to end the game. There's communication breakdowns, and I think that ultimately is what led to what happened at the end there. But also, throughout the entirety of the game, the Lakers were, to be frank, just very lazy on both sides of the court. Uh, and that's what made it close at the end. It shouldn't have been close if the Lakers had played with a lot more effort. And at the end there, I think LeBron just blew it and wasn't ensuring that he was on the same page as his teammates, and ultimately, through a horrendous pass, uh, encapsulated the laziness of the game with the lazy contest on Patrick Williams, and then the lazy, Giddey contest that wasn't even really a contest. So um, I think that was the story of the game was laziness, in my opinion.
Gerald,
One of the easiest shots you can make is from half court is straight on, John. And the easiest way to defend that is stand right in the middle. Right in the middle, not at an angle. And when LeBron, he came at him, went at an angle. Should have just stood right. I mean, these guys, they take their half court shots. You see them in warmups all the time. Luca, he makes his shot. LeBron, they make their half court shots. And what do? They always do it from straight on. So this is what they're used to. But when you have to go and move from the side, you've just made it a substantially harder shot. But all you have to do is just stand in the middle. And he didn't do that. All he had to do was pass the inbound the ball correctly. And LeBron didn't do that. And all LeBron had to do was just contest the guy in the corner. And he didn't do that. But again, he is one of the greatest players of all time. But tonight, if you guys want to tee off on him, John said, John, this debate between best of all time and all that going on, John is not even going to defend it. I'm not going to defend it. Stone is not going to defend it. This is probably the worst 30 seconds of his career. He can look at it because it just in that span, of time, it just, even less as far as game clock is concerned, you can look at it as probably the worst he has ever played in his entire career. Of his long career, his storied career, all that stuff, it's the worst period, sequence of events, sequence of plays that he has ever had in his entire career. And I'll just leave it at that.
you know what's crazy, real quick, and then Sean, I want you to talk to us here. But LeBron James, just a year or so ago, was on his podcast with our current coach talking about this exact situation. Talking about, oh, when you're up by 3, why would you not just foul and just give him 2 points? They were like, and they were both laughing about it. They were like, yeah, it's so stupid when teams lose when they're up by 3 because you should just foul. LeBron, you were just in that fucking situation. JJ Redick, you were just in that situation. And if you're not going to foul, then close out the 3-point line so well that they get to the hoop, you can see the basket that you just stand right there, let him get the hoop. But no, he didn't close it. And this is to get to the hoop. LeBron only took that last three, y'all, but also literally threw away the pass. I know I'm young, but what I do know is that there's hardwood classics and shit, and I've seen that shit where Isaiah Thomas just passed that shit in, and when Larry Burton them just stole it, right? That kind of reminded me of that. The only difference is it wasn't the finals, right? Or it wasn't like beating the playoffs. Because, bro, I still don't know how to even fathom like what happened, guys. Like I was so sure after that third quarter we had this win. Had a bad the fourth quarter, I was like, oh, we'll figure it out. They kept going in the lead down. I expected GTA 6 to drop tonight before seeing that. This is insane. Magic Man, so happy to see you here with us. Talk to us about this craziness.
This is a humbling sport, my friend.
Mm-hmm.
One day you're the dog, the next day you're the hydrant. We were the hydrant in the fourth quarter. You've up 11 threes, unacceptable. And as John said, you're up five with 43 seconds left, and you give up a sequence of plays. I haven't seen a team screw up that badly in a while. Look, not all turnovers are created equal. There's some awful ones, some ill-advised ones. Gerald, John, Stone, that was dumb. LeBron rarely makes dumb decisions. That was a dumb decision. I hope he owns it. I'm sure he will because he didn't look shell shocked, Gerald, but it almost looked like he was away from the present moment and he was kind of lost in the moment. Like that field goal kicker that misses the 50-yarder, Gerald, that's kind of the way he looked in the huddle because there was just a vacant expression on his face. I've rarely seen that from the man, but it was a flat affect. It was just this game is just so humbling, man. Like you can be on top of the world one day and then the next night this happens. We were talking about the Lakers playing their best third quarter probably of the year, and then they proceed to play their worst fourth quarter of the JJ Redick era. Not disappointing so much as a little shocking, specifically because, Gerald, the Bulls had no interior defense either. As much as people are maligning our rim protecting woes, the Bulls have no protection back there. And we just settled for threes in the fourth quarter, 1 for 9, when we could have proceeded to attack them with great ball movement. And unfortunately, that wasn't the case. I don't know. LeBron talked fawningly about JJ Redick on the Pat McAfee, Joe Gerald, about how, he threw a shot at Darvin Ham when he said that, JJ Redick doesn't put us through wild goose chases when it comes to game plans. He's prepared. He's ready to go. What were you guys thinking there? Like, seriously, what were you guys thinking? LeBron gave up 7 threes tonight, okay? The average margin of space between LeBron and the shooter tonight was 5 feet. 5 feet. He leaves people too open. Gerald's mentioned this for the past, I'd say, 2.5 years. He gives way too much space to average NBA players. But if you're an average NBA player, you're an average three-point shooter. If you've given me 5 feet of free space, I'm going to make the shot.
God damn. This is wild. Magic Man, thank you for giving us your thoughts on that. And as you were speaking, our guy Joe walked in the house, man, walked in the building. Joe, it's good to see you, brother. I know you're happy the Dodgers got to win. The way I started this show was I was like, everything good was happening, right? The Dodgers played, Barca played, all this shit supposed to be good news. Lakers have the best third quarter of the season. And then LeBron fucking sells this game. Joe, I'm already seeing in the chat. People want to see you get mad tonight. People want to see you rant. But talk to us about how you feel about this game and just this bullshit. And by the way, feel free to tee off on that motherfucker that I'm defending, looking fucking crazy last couple of days, defending this shit. Fucking didn't fucking concede the layup or gave up the 3 and then fucking turnover. This is ridiculous, man. I'm sorry for my profanity.
End of the game execution has been a plague for this team, and it's also been a plague in LeBron James's career. It's been what I call the blemish in his illustrious career. And it's something, it's hard to it's hard to if LeBron had stopped playing at year 14, we would not be hearing anything. He would have been in the Hall of Fame. He would have had a historic career. We would never know about any of the stuff that's happened in the last 8 years. And I guess maybe I'm trying to find an excuse there, but common sense tells me maybe mentally there's something just that's never going to be there. There's just not going to be a click. I talk about the click. I talked about it on Jeff's show just a few days ago about the click in my head that has guided me in my life. When is it going to click? Because usually for me, when it clicks, it's over. Like it's good. The thing, execution is going to get done. If the click doesn't come, then you either got to get out of wherever you are, or you're screwed. LeBron James has had this lack of leadership issue his whole career. And I've had that argument with other quote unquote future Hall of Famers in other sports about they're not really a leader. They don't get in your stuff and really pull stuff out of you. That's not who he is. And then you have someone like JJ Redick, who's a rookie coach, who's never coached at all up until this year in any facet of NBA basketball. And there's a disconnect there in not being able to explain to these players that you need to do certain things in the basic form when it matters. This is catching a fly ball, getting the ball in. It's catching a fly ball to get the ball in when you have a lead. This is not the first time they did this. This is just the one that kicked us in the face the worst. And this is not an isolated situation. This hurt the worst because of the way it ended. This has been a problem for LeBron James his entire career. The end of games. LeBron probably should have had 6 or 7 titles in his career had he played better at the end of games. He doesn't do it. It's not in him. It's not what he does. And then it doesn't inspire at all around him. And the coaching's never there. I don't know if it's because you need somebody like Popovich. Hell, even Popovich made mistakes in 2013. The way that series ended against Miami, not putting in Duncan for rebounding purposes. Obviously, Manu had a horrible series that in that series. That happens. Popovich can't control that. But that's a one-time thing that I can remember, right? And then they came back that following year like freaking maniacs. But this is never stopping. It hasn't stopped all year. The Lakers have lost. I would say if I really had to pick a number, they've lost 6 games like this. Just not as dramatic. They've lost because of bad execution at the end of games, because of laziness, brain laziness. And the coach isn't helping. The coach isn't putting it in there. faces about it, and he's not. Maybe he is, but don't you think it would change at some point?
You would hope so.
But it's not. It's not, and it's important to. It's important. It's very, very important to. I want you guys to think about. I'll end this because I know there's a lot of people here. I want you guys to look at that last play that Giddey hit for a shot. What that is, and I'm putting it on LeBron because he's LeBron James. He is LeBron James. You get the credit and you get the blame. That's your position. That's who you are. We are not Stephen A. Smith talking about stupid drama shit on ESPN. We are not talking about Brian Windhorst being your best friend. I've told you this, and I've told everyone this. I don't want to be LeBron James's friend. I never want to be his friend. Don't care for it. If we end up being friends in the future, great. But it's not something I seek out. I'm trying to analyze what we're seeing. Even in that last play, he still was lazy because he assumed he was going to miss it.
Yeah.
And that right there is the difference between winning and losing in life in general. That's what it is. Oh, it won't happen
Just
this
have
time.
to stand right in the middle, Joe.
Oh, it won't
Right in
happen
the
this
middle.
time.
Make it a harder
it won't.
shot.
It is the theme of society that because sports become a microcosm of society in a lot of ways. The softness, the bitchiness, the whininess. This is exactly the same thing. Oh, it's not going to happen again. Bullshit. It keeps happening. When are you going to change your goddamn fundamentals? You guys are hitting three-quarter court shots in practice like you're shooting free throws. As soon as Giddey I swear on my life, when Giddey threw that ball up, the click hit. I go, this is going in, and it went in. It's just, it's not something needs to seriously get into LeBron's face. Honest to God, I'm being honest here. Forget about what he's done before. Forget about the future right now. Just today, somebody needs to get into LeBron's face and go, listen, motherfucker. If you're going to do this shit, retire. Because if you do this, every motherfucker on this team is going to do it. Because you're LeBron James. You're going to fuck everything up. Play hard. Inbound the ball. You're LeBron James. You're supposed to be this whiz. You're supposed to have IQ up the fucking yin-yang. Where is it? If you can't do a basic inbound pass over and over and over and over again, what IQ are you generalizing that on? What IQ? I don't even know what the hell the IQ test is. All I know is you keep making the same mistakes. Stop making these mistakes because everyone else is going to do the same. The accountability, you want all the glory. You want all the glory. You can have all the glory. Guess what? Do the fundamentals. And if you can't, retire. I don't care about what he's done. Congratulations. I'll salute. I don't care whatever it is. Congratulations. You had a great career. Brought us a title and all that. But I'm talking about today. I'm talking about March 27th. This loss, we've been talking about some of these losses really hitting us in the nuts. This might fuck us up really bad in the end.
100%, Joe. And Stone, I'm coming to you next, but just, to, I guess, cap off Joe's point and just to add a little bit to what you were saying, Joe. And I talked about it earlier when we opened up the stream. You know what's crazy, Joe? Is LeBron, he's a smart basketball player, claims he's a smart basketball player. Like, we've seen it on the court. JJ Redick claims he's like this basketball X's and O's god, which, what I'm saying, I'm sure he's smart. I'm sure he's a smart basketball player. Like, not knocking him, taking nothing away from him. But what's funny is literally, guys, 1 year ago when it was LeBron and JJ, they were in the mind of the game. They were talking about this exact situation, and they both said, "Oh, it's so clear. You just foul when you're up by 3 and just conceded 2." Well, LeBron James, you didn't foul, you didn't concede a 2, you gave up a 3, and then you turned the ball right over. So, Joe, I'm right there with you with I don't know where the fuck this IQ savantness comes from. I've seen it in the past. And then it was memory and remembering plays, remember all these fucking handshakes and shit. But that right there, was no level of IQ, nor from LeBron, nor from JJ Redick. And I agree, he needs to be called out. Stone, is there something in specific you want to touch on, or do you want me to give you a topic? How do you feel, Stone? I mean, I just want to let you be able to free ram about this. Is there anything you want to add on? Anything anyone said?
As a fan, obviously, I would like to see us as a top 2 seed to better our chances to winning. And as I said when we first made the big AD Luka trade, I think this team has probably quintupled their chances, being like a 5%, going from 0 to 5% chance of winning the title. But ultimately, that's relative to other contenders, quote unquote. I think it's not the strongest of chances, and I always viewed next year as being our strongest chance to win. So I'm less disappointed in this hurting our seeding than I would be probably next year, because I think next year is really when the Lakers have a window of opportunity to go for it with an actual center. And I think this year is more of a learning process and learning for the coach. First year.
I'm sorry,
coach.
Stone. I can't agree with that. I have to interrupt you real quick. This is no. I don't know if you're doing that because you're staying positive. That's not what's happening here. This has been a plague. This has been a disease that has not stopped. This has nothing to do with basketball, like execution, pick and roll, whatever. This is a mental fucking weakling that it's mental weakness that continues to resonate on this team. They think they can just have things given to them. They're so fucking entitled. That motherfucker is so entitled. That LeBron James. This is why we battle. We're playing tennis back and forth with LeBron James. Why did people hate LeBron when he came to LA? Why was every mural that was painted when we acquired him, why was it all just vandalized right away? Because I know Laker fans that have not watched the Lakers since he's come, because he is an entitled asshole, which is fine. Sometimes famous people are misunderstood. Sometimes they're all in their head, whatever.
It's not just famous people, just people in general.
Yes, but we know about the ones that are famous, or I know family members have to deal with it. But the point is, this is a problem that has never gone away. He wins just enough. Because he's that damn good. But the deficiency of that last little piece, that inability to take accountability, LeBron's accountability in the end, I don't care what anyone says here. I'll take it to the bank. His accountability has never been there. That's the one thing he's never taken, accountability. And because of that, it sets your mind into a different area. You can't focus when you're constantly in that mode of, it's not my fault. It's something else. It's not Dan Gilbert. I'm sorry, it's Dan Gilbert. I got to leave for Miami. It's not, Pat Riley didn't let me have fucking cookies on the plane. Now I got to go back to Cleveland. And then all of a sudden now Dan Gilbert really is tired of his shit because he won't let Rich Paul jerk off in his fucking office, whatever the fuck it is that he does. And then he's got to go to LA, right? Wants to become an actor, whatever the fuck that was. So this is right here, because we dealt with Shaq. We lived with Shaq being this
fat,
right? and kind of an obnoxious slob sometimes. But I will say this about Shaq. He always showed up, and he always made his free throws when they mattered. He really did. Now, Kobe kind of closed the games for him, but again, it's still a team game. But there's something about LeBron James that has always irked a lot of people. And this right here should be really the one, at least at the moment right now, that really sets home. I want you all to let it settle in and understand what we've said in the past. I'm sorry, I had to jump in there. Sorry, go ahead.
No worries. Where I was gonna go with is, as a first-time head coach, maybe this is a realization that comes next year for JJ, where he realizes that this is entirely Luka's team to close with, to run. And next year is different. And like I said, it bothers me a lot less because I don't view our chances. If this was happening and we were the favorites to win a title, I would be way more upset about it, as Joe is. We're not, in my opinion, we're far from the favorites this year, and I don't view us as actually winning the title. So heading into next year with a more experienced JJ who possibly sees Luka as the closer, the main piece for this team, and most likely in what I view as the best opportunity to win a championship. That is when I will be a lot more concerned about this situation.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And appreciate you for that, Stone. And Gerald, we're talking about LeBron James and, taking accountability. And I mean, it's kind of funny. This is happening all in perfect timing, right? Like the whole thing with Stephen A. Smith is going on. Stephen A. is saying, oh, LeBron never wants to be painted as a bad person. And he wants media to only cover him being the GOAT and all this and all that. So, Gerald, I have to ask you, and Joe Soro fanboy in the chat, I think he said it, but he said LeBron didn't take any accountability in postgame. I have not seen postgame yet because we're doing the postgame right here, and this is where y'all should be. But Gerald, my question to you, and I want to get the panel's thought on this as well, is like, do you think LeBron ends up ultimately taking accountability for this shit? Talk to me about that.
He usually does privately. He won't do it publicly, but he does fall on the sword privately in the locker room. Sorry, Gerald. That's just
all I'm going to say. I'll just say this. I'll start off with this, Sean and John. Do you still, John, want to do an episode next week with you and Joe? Do you still want to do an episode off day?
It's LeBron beyond. That's a different subject, G.
I'm just. It was a joke, Joe.
Oh, I know, but it's. I'm trying to really. I'm barging in here because I really want this to settle in. This is about this year and last year and some of the bad decisions or bad execution that continues to happen at the end of the game, not being able to inbound the fucking ball, not being able to inbound the motherfucking ball. When is he going to learn? When is JJ going to put his foot down? He is the coach. He needs to slam the damn ball, go in there and say, we're going to run drills for the next 2 weeks, inbounding the ball. Until we get this. This is a pop fly. It's a pop fly in baseball. You should not screw up every other game like this. This is a problem. Don't tell me you're smart when you're doing stupid shit. This is the stuff that I see in life that pisses me off, and this is what sets things off. If you're going to tell me you're smart and you're going to do stupid shit, I'm going to fucking tell you you're doing stupid shit. I'm not going to go walk back, talk to some girl, guy behind your back. I'm going to tell you in your face whether you know it or not, whether you know me or I know you. Because if you're doing something stupid, you need to know. It looks like no one's telling you. And it looks like no one's telling LeBron to his face. To his face. Like this. Tell him you're LeBron James. You're arguably the greatest basketball player that's ever lived. No goddamn greatest of all time. Can't inbound the damn ball. How does that make any sense? How? Explain to me how that makes any sense. You're the greatest of all time, self-proclaimed, and you can't get an inbound ball in 7, 8, 9 fucking times this year. Is it because of age? Is it because he's mentally tired? Then retire. That's not an excuse either. I'm tired of this, man. I'm tired of being lied to in my face that you're something and you're not. Figure it out. And JJ, you're the coach, dude. You're supposed to coach this at this point. I don't know what else to tell you. Or get the hell LeBron out of the game. Call the fucking timeout. Let him get out. Go put in Jameson. Go put in somebody else then if you think they can actually inbound the ball. I don't know. I don't know who else. I don't know. It's just mind-boggling to me. Imagine Aaron Judge misses a fly ball in the World Series once, they're going to make fun of him for the next 50 years. These assholes are missing these 9 times in the same season. This should be a laughing stock. They should have this on Sports Center, and that idiot Stephen A. Smith should be replaying this shit all year, but he doesn't watch the fucking games. He's too busy jerking off and talking about other shit that doesn't matter about sports. So this is the stuff that needs to come out. You need to learn. You need to watch. This is the stuff that matters. This is why the Lakers aren't sitting closer to OKC and at the 2 seed right now, because of stupid-ass fundamentals, apparently from somebody who's supposed to be the smartest motherfucker in the game. Okay.
Man.
Good. Yeah, right.
Look,
okay.
Man, Joe, keep going, man. The chat is loving the rant, man. And for everyone that's here, appreciate you guys being here. Make sure you guys subscribe to Lakers Fast Break, Lakers Corner. My boy Joe's got the Joe experience coming up soon. Joe, sorry if I butchered that name. I didn't want to say Oxhole, but
No, it's the Joe Soro experiment. I will be on tonight. I will tease it. I'm going to be on YouTube and X and my X. So I'll leave the links on for you. And Gerald's going to be helping me out as well, setting it up for tonight. It's looking like it might be around 11 o'clock. It might be earlier, but right now I'm looking at between 10 and 11.
Yes. So make sure you guys
I got my jollies off probably right now. I'll have some things to say tonight as well. But
he'll have more jollies. He'll have more jollies.
I do want to talk about the amazing game today. It was a beautiful game today in LA with the Dodgers and the Tigers, and there's some positive today.
Absolutely, Joe. Make sure you guys go show love to Joe and my boy Super Mario Hoops 24. He's a Bulls fan, so he's excited. He texted me after the last Bulls game too, and he was like, "What the fuck even happened?" And I seen your text, Garrett, and I will respond to this after the stream. I can't believe that fucking last sequence. I also cannot believe it. But to keep on talking about some of the shit that we got, that some of the atrocity that we've seen tonight, I want to talk about something that we got popping off here in the chat. So it seems like Lloyd, I believe, is saying looks like he's trying to
hold on, you mean public enemy number 1 in our chat right now?
I do think it's public enemy number 1. Everybody's hating him. I'm seeing people asking him to be kicked here in the chat. So I'm trying to find his chat that he put up here, but
he's trying to deviate the blame
from LeBron, right?
And put it on Luka, because he's does not like Luka and Austin right now and their defense. Primarily, which again he would have normally a very good point.
Lloyd,
and normally I would. Well, hold on. Let me finish.
I'll explain it to this dumb fuck. I will. I'll make sure he understands.
Go ahead, Sean. Go ahead. Go for it. Go for it, Sean.
Okay. So Lloyd, you and me are both driving cars. I'm driving a nice Porsche Carrera, and you're driving your 1979 jalopy from Russia.
Beep, beep.
You hit me. You hit my car. Oh, no, officer. I didn't hit him. It was the other person. It was the other person on the other side of the street. And we watched the video. And Lloyd hit Sean. And Lloyd still says, no, it was that other car. It's just an optical illusion that LeBron made that bad pass, Gerald. And didn't put his hand up when Giddey was shooting the 3. It was all an optical illusion.
Magic Man, he didn't even look up for another option. He immediately just keyed in on Reaves. Which is amazing because there's other players on the court where he could have got it too easy.
Yeah. And meanwhile, you can throw off one leg. You could throw it. He's done that before. He's thrown it off, guys. You're dumb. You made a dumb decision, Lloyd. Stop defending.
And at the end.
And Lloyd, you're the reason why test scores in the United States are so low for children. You're the reason. Because you enable fucking stupidity, you moron. You are a fucking idiot.
I thought you were going to
John, I'll just give it back to you. Well, hold on. I'll just say this. And like I said in the beginning, despite all the things that he did wrong in that last 30 seconds, John, all he had to do was just stand in the middle of the court. Stand in the middle of the court.
That's all you had to do.
And that's it.
All you had to do. And even Lloyd, like I will tell you myself, bro, like I'm the biggest fucking LeBron fan. Like I'm a huge LeBron fan. I'm a supporter.
As we have heard.
Through and through, as we have heard, right? As we have heard, I'm a LeBron supporter through and through. But even as a supporter, you gotta keep it real. You gotta keep it equal and fair the whole time. And look, brother, like I'm going to bat. Go look on the LFB channel. I'm arguing about every soul in there as to why LeBron James the greatest player of all time, right? But y'all have to admit when the shit goes wrong. I have to admit when he fucks up, and tonight he fucked up. Granted, yes, Luka's defense was bad. Granted, yes, we gave up a 13-point lead coming in. We were up by 13 points coming into the fourth quarter. I agree with all that. But nonetheless, LeBron should not have made that simple error and a simple mistake. And I'm gonna be honest, Lloyd, I like you, brother, because you're, LeBron fan with me, but you're the reason why people hate LeBron fans so much, because I feel like LeBron, they think that people are like you, right? Where there's like LeBron can do no wrong. He's the second coming of Jesus, right? He could do wrong. He could do a lot of wrong.
He'll be walking on water shortly. You're right there in the Chicago River, right there, walking on water.
Yeah, you know his favorite song is the LeBron.
Come on, man. Come on, man. Stone, talk to me, man. Talk to me how you feel about this this Lloyd situation, this whole LeBron lover boy. LeBron lover boy.
I don't care. I only care about basketball. I don't care what people say about it. I feel like I have said what I needed to say regarding LeBron in this late game situation tonight. And no offense to the chat, but I don't care what the chat says about it. I don't care. I don't care about summarizations or analysis.
Do you think we're giving Luka a pass?
I've always been. What's that?
Do you think we're giving Luka a pass? Looks like that's what the chat's saying here. We just keep giving Luka passes.
No. Who's saying that, John? Call him out specifically. Call him out.
Nick T just said here in the chat.
Nick T, you're full of shit. You need to watch playback, man. You don't watch playback. You don't support us on playback. We've said it for about a couple weeks now. Luka's been gassed. Luka's playing like he's gassed. We've been saying that for 2 weeks, Nick. You are full of shit, Nick.
I'm going to say this. Yesterday, again, you guys, we said his defense was awful. He gave up several possessions to Halliburton as far as his defense is concerned. No one's going to take away from that. But yesterday, you can't argue that on a day he shoots 60% from three and gets you 34, 7, and 7. When you got a day like today where he's 8 of 23 and LeBron is 8 of 20, your argument sticks a little bit more. I see people in the chat talking about how he's 6'9 and 260 for LeBron, and yet he's still chucking up a lot of threes. He's 38% of the season. I'm not going to defend that. He should still be taken to the basket at every opportunity against a weak inside team like the Bulls. It's simple understanding of the game, and LeBron didn't have it today. Luka on a back-to-back didn't give you what he needed to give you enough. And Austin Reaves, you know what? I would say, again, Austin Reaves gutting it out after he turned his ankle, looked like he was going to be out. We were talking like he would be out for weeks right there, and he put up 30 on for you today. I'm not normally an AR subscriber, especially on the defensive end, but you know what? AR should get a lot of bravado today for actually staying in, because most of these guys in the NBA will just be out now. That'll give him a reason to go ahead and rest for days on end. So AR and Luka, yes. Could Luka have given you better today? Absolutely. But again, in the last 30 seconds, Lloyd and Nick T, and to everyone out there, we're not LeBron haters. We're not LeBron stans. We're LeBron realists. And understand, even John, as a guy who supports him for the GOAT, understands that in the last 30 seconds of game time today, LeBron made every mistake possible that you can make. This is the worst 30-second period of his entire career, and I'm sure reflecting on that, he will probably tell you that. And whether or not you want to say he's saying that after the game or not, that's up to you. That's up to you. If you want to go and search it out on Twitter, by all means. Some people say he's not going to take blame for it. Some people say he will. I think he will because he usually does. But I'll just say this. This is the worst 30-second period for him in his entire career. And what this has done is put the Lakers 3 losses behind the Houston Rockets. They now, even if they win out, even if they beat Houston both times, they still have to pray for a miracle that they can hop over Denver and Houston in the Western Conference. There's still only 1 loss behind Denver. That's on a good note. But on a bad note is the fact that, again, they're now 3 losses behind Houston in the Western Conference. And I've said this after the game. I said this pretty much does us in for number 2 spot right now.
Go ahead,
As
Stone.
someone that is, I think all of us on the panel would agree I'm probably the biggest Luka lover of the bunch. And I will flat out say that I thought he was terrible defensively tonight. I thought he made a lot of, besides just being gassed, I thought he made a lot of just stupid mistakes. I thought he rotated to the wrong man. He bit on fakes way too much. I thought he was horrendous defensively. And I'm not going to deny that. And I think he has.
I mean, they had an 18-point lead.
Man,
yeah,
18-point lead with LeBron, with Luka, and with Reaves, and they still blew it, Stone.
Yeah, I thought he was horrible defensively. I thought our entire team was horrible defensively. I thought we were extremely lazy. And I don't think Luka is any less a bit of that. I thought he was just as lazy as everyone else, and made a lot of stupid mistakes, and they're amplified by the fact that he plays a lot of minutes because he's the star player. So I thought he was terrible defensively, but I feel no more need to justify my stance to whoever this Lloyd guy is that is clearly just fishing for us to say something negative about Luka and Reaves. I'm laying it out there clearly. I think he was bad defensively tonight. I thought LeBron was bad defensively tonight, and I really have no more to say to you.
But see, look, this is my biggest problem, right? It's like, Lloyd, look, brother, I'm a LeBron supporter. I'm right there with you. But like I would say, you got to keep it equal, brother. You know, when he does good, you got to give him his credit, and you can't take it away from him. But when he does bad, you gotta harp on it, and you gotta make sure he knows the bad. That's how you get held accountable. That's how you get better in life. And again, Lloyd, this is why so many people hate LeBron fans. And just real quick, I just want to pull that up because I hate how I have no problem with people having different opinions. Joe, he's my dog, bro. Like, me and Joe, we're great friends, man. I want to go down and next time I see him in Anaheim, I have a car. I'm going to go see him and all that. We will respect each other. I'm going to be supporting his show. He supports my shit. But we have a different opinion, okay? And we still respect each other. But I have no problem with the fact that he has a different opinion. But you know what I have a problem with is a comment like this, is when someone just blatantly lies on our name. We have so many times, guys, time and time again, given AR the beatdown when he needed to get the beatdown, given Luka the beatdown. And what bothers me is when someone comes on the show and just throws out a blatant lie and acts like, oh, you guys are only doing this because it's LeBron James. No, we did it to Luka when he deserved it. We did it to AR when he deserved it. We did it to every single person. We are extremely fair and we are extremely equal as a panel. And even me, the person that loves LeBron James, the person that goes to bat for LeBron James, even I can admit that he was wrong, Lloyd. And I'll say it again, Lloyd. We shouldn't have even been in that situation because we were up by 13. We shouldn't have even been in that situation because we had an amazing third quarter. We would have had just a good start to the fourth quarter. We could have put these guys out, but we didn't, Lloyd. And we got to take accountability for that. And we were in a position where LeBron literally did 3 mistakes in a row, guys. Literally 3 mistakes in a row. Didn't concede to give up the 2, didn't foul, didn't close out hard enough, and then threw a fucking inbound pass in. That's like 5 mistakes in a row. And shout out Nick in our chat, in our WhatsApp chat. He said, we literally lost this game in seconds, man. And then also James Hex is in here. Shout out James Hex. He said something, I can't find it because now I'm super back up in the comments here, but he said something about Luka's fourth quarter, man. Like, yeah, Luka's fourth quarter wasn't there. And again, something we have acknowledged. We on the playback. If you guys joined the playback, you would have seen we kept saying Luka looks like he got no legs in the shot. Luka looks tired. Luka getting blown by. Man, Luka's got to work on that. All stuff we were calling out. So please, guys, you can have your opinion, but please, y'all, understand that we keep it real around here. We keep it real, and whoever's fault it is, it is.
The funny
Talk
part
to you, Stone.
is Lloyd comes back and says, "You must be new here."
I must be.
No, he's talking to me. He's talking to me, and then he and then he said, "I'm not fishing for anything." I think that's probably
Boy, that was the dumbest of all the dumb things you said tonight. That is the dumbest thing you just said in regards to Stone.
I think that's probably the biggest lie of this entire show is that he's not fishing for anything. Clearly, this is an attention-seeking person that gets no attention in his day-to-day life. So I'm happy to move on from this fake or real person. I'm not really sure, but I feel no further need to talk about this account.
Well, there's also some guys saying that why aren't we blaming Luka, right? Luka's been a Laker. Luka's been a Laker for less than 2 months. I just told you, assholes, this has been a chronic issue for years now. What was it before Luka? This is a chronic problem.
Yeah. Oh, and the small ball. We're gonna blame JJ Redick for that too.
So it's small ball.
JJ. Oh, excuse me. I'm just.
I never got. There was legitimate arguments about that, Sean, about how he was playing small ball, and then right away it clicked. Right, Darvin Ham. Oh, we got Darvin Ham again doing
small ball. Yeah,
even that.
Frank Vogel played small ball with LeBron and Austin Reaves. So let's cut the crap.
If you're a good player, you're going to listen to the general talk, right? That's your job, to listen to the coach.
I'm sorry. Hold on. Let me just say this. Sports Baby had the comment of the day. He said Stone was here before I was, even though I started the channel in 2019.
I was. Gerald was the first podcast I'd ever been on, and I think that was.
I remember you said that.
I think that was before COVID happened.
Yes, you were within my first 100 episodes, I believe, if I remember correctly. And, we've only done 1,300. So, Lloyd, you might want to go ahead and just go back, check out all the 1,300 videos,
all 13.
And then understand the stupidity of what you're saying there. So, and the fact is, yes, we give Luka blame when he deserves it, and then we praise Luka when he does. His defense, again, is an issue. The Lakers knew this when they got him. But I go back to what Lakers All Day said the other day. He said, I know he's a superstar, but Lakers got an opportunity to get a superstar. Whatever faults he has, he is a superstar. He can carry teams on his back. He has proven it to you, me, and everybody else. He does have flaws in his game. That's why you need to build a team around him to be able to better take care of those flaws. When you do it on the fly like this, it's really hard to do. But again, you're just going to hate. You're just going to hate the wrong people. Again, you're not going to see the game for what it is and understand what this game was tonight. And then the last 30 seconds. Yes, Luka was tired. Yes, 8 for 23 isn't good. But when it came down to it, the Lakers blew an 18-point lead. That's on JJ. That's on Luka. That's on Austin. That's on the entire team for doing that. But in that last 30 seconds, one individual was more responsible than all the rest because he was there in the midst of all the decision-making outside of Austin making that layup. It actually was tweeted out by Trudell, I believe, as far as the breakdown of that last 5 sequences, starting with Williams hitting the three-pointer that LeBron didn't close out on. It also, as far as the turnover that LeBron made, LeBron just had to look up and see other people open for his team and chose not to do that. And then again, not standing in the middle of the court on that last second shot. It's still all on LeBron for that last 30 seconds. And you know it, Lloyd. Let it go and understand we blame who we blame when they are deserved to be blamed. But understand that today it's all about LeBron in that last 30 seconds. But still, yes, there were things leading up to it. Of course, it's a team effort. one way to get them an 18-point lead and also to get rid of it. But in that last 30 seconds, you have to admit it was all on LeBron.
James, I started this show by saying
No, James. Yeah, that's another dumb statement, James.
That's an incorrect statement.
We got some idiots, man, in our chat
That's
tonight.
an incorrect statement.
We really
Joe,
do.
what is your wife gonna call them?
Real quick, let me
really do.
let me get this off real quick because look, I started the show and that's my only problem. I'm cool with having disagreements, but what I'm not cool with is seeing blasphemous lies, guys. That's what I'm not cool with. James, brother, I started this show by saying, yo, just 1 year ago, we seen JJ Redick and LeBron sitting at a table, drinking wine, doing their little podcast saying, when you're in a situation when you're up by 3, you just foul. Why would you not foul? And they were laughing at teams that didn't do this. So no, I didn't. I started this game by harping on the fact that JJ fucked up here and Bron fucked up here. As a team, yeah, we fucked up before we even got here. But in those last fucking 12 seconds, y'all, because the meltdown happened in 12 seconds. In those last 12 seconds, it was on JJ and it was on Bron. And to Joe's point, somebody's got to hold this guy accountable because how else do you get better? How else do you get better if you don't know you did fucking wrong? If someone isn't willing to put you against the fucking fence, maybe not physically, because I don't know many people that are going to be able to put that guy against the fence physically, but fucking mentally, you got to challenge him or else this shit will continue. Anyone want to jump in here? Stone, I'm sorry. Joe, go ahead.
Stone, you're capped in terms of appearances. I think you should talk about that a little more. What's that? Talk to the chat more. I think you should.
We're gonna put you on a no. We're gonna take off the
chat. The chat has. I've read some of the chats. I know you guys. Usually, I respond to it, but I don't think I'm going to respond tonight to chats because some of the interpretation tonight is indicative of exactly what I'm talking about.
I've explained.
You guys aren't listening. No one's listening.
Times. If people don't want to listen to the point I made, then they don't have to, and I don't have to respond to anything.
Yeah, it's a waste of time, and I don't know how many times we have to say before JJ, during JJ, during LeBron, before Luka, after Darvin Ham, before like what part of English should I say this in? What part? Who's been here since 2018? Some of you assholes were just born then, right?
No, don't throw that at me.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, Lloyd and James, this one's for you.
Which one is it? Which one is it? I want to know. We've been here. We've watched every game except for maybe a handful since 2018. You would think that we know what we're seeing. I know what I'm seeing. I've been watching this damn thing for a long time. I'm talking every game, every quarter, every minute, over and over again. And recently, what you've seen is shitty fundamental basketball. This is still a sport at the highest level. You have to have fundamentals. Inbound the damn ball. Bounce the ball when you're supposed to. Make sure you set the screen the correct way so you have enough spacing. All this stuff that you guys, most of the people out there, you watch all these podcasts where a bunch of people are just yapping about fucking trash. And they have 1 million people following these fucking jizz stains. Why? Bunch of fucking skanks talking about how they get their periods and all this garbage, right? Like there's like 1 million people following these skanks. And that's what we've become as a society, where you're just sitting there listening to a bunch of idiots talk. We're not idiots here. Stone knows this game more than you guys will ever know. And if you live until you're 1,000, you'll still never know. Okay? Gerald's been here 55 years, G. He's been through both dynasties. Sean, he's Rain Man, but not slow. And John's our token brother. That's how it works.
I just pictured him and you going down the Las Vegas elevator.
Joe, you better not play with my ball knowledge, Joe. I know my shit, Joe. I know my shit, Joe. Don't talk to me. I am not the diversity hire, Joe. I am not the diversity hire. I refuse to be the diversity hire.
I meant the Brazilian part. Come on, man.
I know my shit. I'm here because I know my shit. And
I'm just picturing. I'm picturing Sean and Joe going down an escalator right now here in Las Vegas. I'm just wondering why that is. When you said Rayman,
Yeah, I could definitely play the Tom Cruise role.
Yeah, well, we could clean up in there. I'm just gonna say that. I'm just
so
gonna
count
say
those
that.
cards.
Oh man, yeah, that's good.
All right,
Man.
John.
But
Stone. Go ahead, Magic Man.
Yeah, no, John. Like, look, I'm Stone. Stone handles it. Stone handles it with levity and humor. John and Joe really don't give a flying fuck. Joe could care less. Me, stupidity gets on my fucking nerves. It's on my last damn nerve. So if you're stupid, I'm gonna call you fucking stupid, or I'm gonna walk away. Normally, I just walk away. That surprises more people when I walk away more than I say what you're stupid. I would rarely call you out for that. But Lloyd and James, you're fucking stupid.
Don't
Like,
mess with Sean tonight. He didn't
Like,
go. He didn't get any Japanese 888 barbecue tonight.
No, I
That's all.
did. No, I didn't. We'll see about the we'll see about the second part later. But yeah,
The dessert.
until then, James and Lloyd, you are in my crosshairs for your fucking stupidity. Give your heads a shake, and then do a handstand, and then run into the wall. Joe couldn't believe that we got Luca, and I said, you know what? Believe it, or run into the wall. You two should run head first. Go to your local Walmart and buy one of those football helmets. Put the helmet on and run your heads into the brick wall of your homes. Because that's as intelligent as what you're saying right now. You fucking idiots.
And Sean, I'll just say this, and I'll leave it to you, John, to go ahead and close out.
No, go ahead. You're good.
I'll just say this. Okay, you could not like Luca. You cannot like Austin, or you cannot like the Luca trade, and you can still hold on to that. There's still people in our chat that still are holding on to that, John. You can tell. You can tell by every word they type in, they're still holding it against the Lakers for trading away their precious Christie or their precious AD. You can see it, you can sense it, and they just can't move on. They just can't understand it. And again, I get it. There are certain flaws to their games that right now don't always mesh together well, especially on the defensive end. We get that. We call it out during the course of the game. But you guys don't hear that when you want to hear that. And the thing is, though, when it comes right down to it, LeBron in the last 30 seconds of the game was the one who blew it. Not Luka, not Austin. You could say JJ Redick maybe could have called a timeout or something like that. But again, he's leaving it in the hands of the guy that's been around longer virtually than anybody in the NBA ever has more games and more experience than virtually anyone in the game ever has. So you think you're in good hands there. And unfortunately tonight, as we saw, that was not the case. And I'll just leave it at that.
Absolutely. We are getting close on wrapping up here, but Sean, Stone, Joe, Gerald, I got to get your guys' thoughts on how seeding is gonna play out here. I know the last thing Stone said on playback was say goodbye to the second seed. So
Gerald. Yeah.
Oh, it was Gerald that said that, right? Or was it okay, Gerald? So then I'll start with you then, brother. You end the show by saying say goodbye to the second seed. Talk to me about your feelings with that. Is that where you were trying to end up? I mean, hopefully we'll still be able to at least clinch a home court advantage.
That's again because Houston won tonight in Utah. Houston still has easy games before it gets tough for them ahead of them. People don't understand that and get that. They want to understand why Joe and I were so pissed off a week ago Thursday when the Lakers decided to punt that game. It's because you never know what's upcoming in the schedule that's going to work against you. And as we have seen, they have really done a number only to themselves. So when it comes right down to it, And Joe put the facts out for you guys. Oh, it's okay. We should have a top 4 seed. We're good. We're good. Top 4 seed's fine. The numbers are substantially in favor of teams that are either the number 1 or the number 2 seed. I live here in Vegas. We base everything off numbers in order to make calculated decisions on betting on sporting events and sporting teams. The number 1 and number 2 seed are substantially more likely to go all the way in an NBA championship than any other seeds. So with that, why not put yourself in the best position, especially for a team that plays so much better at home than away? The records show it. It's just things we tried to tell you. And all you guys last week were just ripping on Joe and I as far as they're concerned. It all goes back to that. You want to understand where the Lakers season started to go? It started right then when they took that night off. And you know what? It's going to kick them in the ass, and it already is.
Man. Joe, do you have any points to say on that? You said that people were going against you the other week on Thursday. You have anything to say about that shit?
I just think we do live in a different world where these things are getting. It really is. It's not just an old man telling everybody that's young that things suck worse now than before. There's plenty of things that are much better now than they were back when I was younger. But I will say this, and there's no argument here. Y'all a bunch of soft ass bitches everywhere, like everywhere. And sports has taken the cake. Taking days off and you're a 26-year-old. I mean, so because you're tired? I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to hear that shit making $40 million a year. You're tired? What the fuck are you doing?
Gerald, can you post what LeBron had to say after the game, please?
Yeah, I got it for you.
Oh, sorry, Gerald. Go ahead.
Oh, there you go. I got it. Go for it, Sean. Read it out there.
Yep. LeBron James says it was a horrible turnover by him in the final minute. It wasn't horrible. It was stupid. He credited Austin Reaves for giving them a chance to win, but tipped his cap to Josh Giddey and the Bulls for the buzzer beater. So see, Gerald, what we have here is passive aggressiveness.
I was going to say that. Absolutely.
He wants everyone to believe that he's taking responsibility, but he's really crediting Josh Giddey for having an open lane to the basket that was bigger than the Moses parting the Red Sea.
I'll just say the odds substantially decreased if it goes left or right.
I'm going to mention 2 instances, and my boy Money Mark is going to love this. And Sean, you probably have enough of the memory to remember these 2 plays. There was and Stone might know this too, because this is something probably Stone would remember.
Oh.
Do you remember those games against the Celtics towards the end, the Kobe, Pau Gasol, Lakers? The Lakers kept winning those Celtic games at the end. And what I remember, there was an ongoing theme at the end of the games. It was Pau Gasol blocking the shot. If you look back, I actually saved some of them on my server on how Pau always took it upon his job to really defend that last shot that the Celtics would get after Kobe just hit a potential game winner. And it always seemed like Pau Gasol was blocking Ray Allen's last shot. Someone needs to show that to LeBron and tell him this is how you. And I'm ashamed that I have to tell you this and show you this. If you had gotten up to Giddey, you know he's going to have to shoot it. You're LeBron James. You can jump out the building, right? Just do this. They're not going to call foul there if you graze his finger. Dude, instead he's just sitting there. And that's
Joe. Just have to stand. The shot is so much harder if he goes to the left or the right. You just stand in the middle of the court.
It's this. I don't even know if the word entitlement. Like, it's just you think that this thing is not going to happen because of whatever reason, and it did happen. It did happen. You These games ruin. I talk about Mike Tomlin's coaching in football, the horrible preparation that he does throughout a 17, it used to be a 16 game season. And everyone's like, Joe, you know, this, and that. I'm like, when you lose, you're in the AFC, folks. You've had like 5 quarterbacks since 2001 that have been in the AFC Championship. 5 only. Oh, it's okay. You know, no, it's not okay. One game takes you out of the first seed. One game takes you out of being able to have that bye week. One game costs you a playoff spot. These little things matter, and I see it. This is the stuff I attack. If you're not prepared and you're not doing the fundamental work, you do not belong playing. I don't care what you've done. You shouldn't care. Oh, well, he won a Super Bowl, or he's the greatest, or he won in 1988. Who gives a shit? What about now? Right now. What is he doing now? They have to fix this. Somebody needs to tell them. If I can get a press pass, I'll go tell them myself. Clean up your goddamn inbound fucking fundamentals. What the hell is this? Is this an NBA team or is this a WNBA team?
Damn right. Goodness gracious.
Joe sees that comment. He's not going to be happy about it.
Are you talking about
The one I just put in there.
He took ownership. That one, he took ownership
Yes.
because that's what leaders do. But you guys don't know anything about that because you're not leaders. Joe, before you go off on this guy, let me say one fucking thing.
Where is that? I don't see it anywhere.
I'll bring it up. I'll bring it up for you guys.
Thank you, Gerald. Joe, I want you to go ahead and go off on this. Do your thing, but you know, taking half fucking ownership isn't taking ownership, you know. And this is one thing I say a lot in my life. Like when you're wrong, and some people may disagree with me, and you're probably wrong if you disagree with me. I don't give a fuck. But when you're wrong in life, you need to fucking feel that shit. You need to know you're wrong. You need to take full blame and see what your fuck up has caused pain or whatever it's caused onto other people, and not sit there and say, yeah, that was a horrible turnover. But credit Josh Giddey for hitting a tough shot. No, bro. No, bro. That was a dumb turnover. And he wouldn't have had the opportunity to hit a 1 in a million shot if you would have just did half of your job. He tried to block Josh Giddey floater, the one where Josh Giddey missed with the left hand, and he did exactly what Joe said. Just jumped up and just try to play good defense. Why the fuck
just
you didn't
stand
do that?
in the center of the court, John? Because
a
player shooting that half court shot having to go to the left or right substantially decreases the likelihood. Because when these guys practice that half court shot, they always do it straight on, right there, straight on. They don't do it from the side at that length. No, but Lloyd says he took ownership because that's what leaders do, but you guys don't know nothing about that because you're not leaders. So that's what he had to say. I don't know. I've managed over 1,000 people in my lifetime, so I don't know about that.
Let's talk about accountability. So let's say somebody takes accountability. Let's use that as an example. Let's say somebody that you know that you work with always leaves the door open at work, and the dog gets out. The company, let's say it's a mechanic's place. The dog gets out. They don't know what the hell the dog is. They got to go find the dog, right? Okay. And the guy that leaves it open every fucking night is like, it's on me, guys. It's on me. Okay. First time. Fine. It's okay.
It's on me, but you know that latch and the lock that...
Right. Okay. It happened. Okay. Then it happens the second time. Okay. Were you drunk? Was it cold and you forgot? Oh, okay. Third time. Oh, guys, it's my fault. I'm taking accountability. Darn, I kept keeping the door open. The dog's running out. This time the dog got hit by a car. So now I got expenses I got to take care of, right? Okay. All right, well, 4th time, 5th time, 6th time. Oh, 6 times he's taken accountability. But guess what, folks? What the fuck is that accountability for if he keeps fucking making it happen? So stick your leadership up your fucking pooch with that shit. Don't talk down like that to us. I know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. And I don't give a fuck if it's LeBron James. As a matter of fact, I'm holding him to a higher standard because he's supposed to be the best of all time. You're telling me he's the best of all time? He's telling us he's the best of all time, and he can't inbound the fucking ball. How many times? How many times have we seen this happen? I don't give a shit if you keep blaming yourself for the same mistake at some point. I'm gonna go, well, what the fuck? You can take all the accountability you want. You can fuck it up. How am I gonna believe you? Do the little things. If you're not gonna do the little things, retire. It's that simple. It's not that complicated. This whole thing, this whole interpretation of stuff, that's just life. Again, I'm not gonna really go off too much on the chat because this is gonna be the norm. But this is a legitimate issue because it's a constant issue and it's not being solved. And had this not been an issue before and this happened, we would have said, "Hey, LeBron really had his brain shut down for a second. We'd be fine." I'd be common sense, right? If it happened once, maybe twice, oh shoot, man, LeBron must have been sniffing something. I don't know what. Not that. It's always happening. Now what? How do you solve the problem? And then what's worse is I got to hear JJ Redick in the post game with his little suave, "Oh, I'm going to take the mic and put it in my hand and talk like hey, yeah, I'm Don Imus of sports." You think you're cool doing that stuff? You think I can't see through that shit? Well, maybe the dumbskis that we have on here tonight, maybe they kind of get all mesmerized by that. Certainly Lloyd got mesmerized by his LeBron's accountability. LeBron's accountability has run out at this point because he keeps making the same mistakes. And he's supposed to be the leader. I didn't say it. Stone didn't say it. Sean didn't say it. LeBron James said it. LeBron is the guy. LeBron gets the head on the shoulder by Jeannie Buss, not us. First of all, I wouldn't let that happen. Be like, "Hey, bitch, get the fuck off."
What the fuck?
I got a wife here, man. What are you doing? It's fucking public. Right? So, what is it? What is it that you want me to tell you? What is it that you want Stone and Sean and John and Gerald to tell you? Oh, guys, Lucas sucks because his defense sucked the last 3 minutes. It did. It did suck. Reaves sucked for about 7 minutes. But is Austin Reaves LeBron James? You can't have it both ways. Which one is it? This is your God who's supposed to play like a God. He's supposed to be above this. So you can't have it both ways. That is the key here, guys, is the guys that want it when they want it. It's not about any of this. Oh, let's focus on the game. Let's focus on the team. No. If it was just focused on the team, honestly, I'd like to think that at some point this thing would have been solved by now. But there's not enough demand from the leaders of this team to make sure that this little thing that keeps happening gets figured out. We're almost done with the season. They still haven't figured out how the hell is this going to happen in the. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Do I have to mention what happened in Denver last year? 2 last-second shots against Jamal Murray.
Yeah.
Oh, that's Lucas' fault. Sorry, guys.
Well, guess what? The free ride's over because you've got 9 games left and 7 of them against playoff teams.
Yep.
You play New Orleans and you play Portland. The rest of the time, you're playing playoff teams.
Man. Well, everyone.
2 against OKC, 1 against Houston, 1 against Memphis. I believe we have 1 against Dallas, and AD is going to want to go nuts in that game.
Yeah, just make sure you tell AD not to pull a nut ball.
Mm-hmm. Well, man. Joe, we can't worry about that fucking team. We got our bigger problems.
None of these guys are, to me, they're all soft. They're all soft.
John, send us home. We're going to go ahead and get some plugs. Stone should be plugging. John should be plugging. And Joe gets the plug too, because he's got a channel now too.
Wow, look at all these plugs going around here, man. Stone, you want to tell everyone where they can find you and find your great draft work?
Yeah, everybody but Lloyd can find me at Upside Things on Twitter or Blue Sky.
That was funny.
My Twitter is at report_court. And if you like draft work, it's Upside Swings. All things draft. We talk about 2.5 hours per episode about like one player. So
You're stupid, Lloyd. You're fucking stupid.
yeah, I assume you know how to use the internet because you're a Discord mod or something. But if
Well, he's a glutton for punishment. I'll give him that for dealing with us for an hour and 15 minutes. Ragging on him.
Yeah, I don't know.
Man.
Anyway, yeah, if you like basketball and really in-depth draft stuff, you can find me at Upside Swings.
Check them out, man. Check them out. Joe, you got some things brewing, Joe. Talk to us about what you got brewing, where people can find your stuff at.
So thank you for there's been a lot of subscribers here in the last hour. The show will be on tonight, likely at 11 o'clock. It'll be the first show of the Joe Soro experiment. I'll be experimenting on what we'll be putting together here. Mainly, Dodger, Laker, sports in general, discussions, and kind of get a chance to see how that kind of develops. I really don't know how the format is going to turn out, but we're going to be working on it. And tonight will be the first show. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
This is probably one of the craziest comments I have seen in a while. He said, "Are you black or white? Because you definitely don't act like you know your ancestors." I don't even know what
does that even mean.
What does that even mean, brother? But to answer your question, yeah, I'm black and Brazilian. I don't know what you mean by that, but
yeah,
thanks,
whatever he wants you to be.
Well, yeah, thanks, I guess. But what you can do for me in return is you can go subscribe to my channel. It's called Lakers Corner. It's on YouTube. I do 3-minute game recaps, which I'm gonna go do right now. I have on Twitter at Lakers Corner 2. TikTok just hit 7,000 followers yesterday. So Lakers Corner 24. Check me out. But man, besides that, great show. As always, thank you guys for tuning in. Please always make sure you guys like and subscribe to the Lakers Fast Break. Gerald, great show. Do you have any closing words for us here? I can't be the one that close it out, Gerald. You're the podfather. You're the one right there.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what, before we go, I've got a Pop Culture Cosmos I'm going to drop tomorrow for all the audio listeners out there. I had a great conversation on Marvel. Stone is the best. Go ahead and check out his draft coverage. College basketball going on right now. Although I am still kind of leading him in the March Madness thing, but don't tell Stone. Joe Soro, yeah, usually I am too. For once, I'm actually doing well. I can't believe it. But Joe Soro, I'll experiment later tonight. Who knows? I may pop in as well. And John, Clutch Talk of Lakers Corner, you're the best, my friend. You did a great job hosting. You know what? Even to those guys, Lloyd and all of our haters, you stayed on for an hour and 18 minutes.
Thanks for
Who's the dumber one? Us or you? Yeah. All I say is you stayed on with us. We didn't force you, but you obviously liked what you saw. So
we gave them attention. I think that's ultimately what they wanted.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I could go to the mall and I could get some attention by just walking in it, but okay. All right. See you guys later. We'll have a great show tonight and tomorrow, also here on the Lakers Fast Break Podcast.
LeBron.
We need to have that in here. Would it be copywritten?
LeBron. Yeah, probably. With my luck, yes.
I'm going to send you guys a hilarious one of those.
There's like 50 at this point.
There's a Tupac hit him up one. It had me.
You got to add Stone to the channel.
Ooh, hit him up. Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, I'm going to send it to you, Joe. It's hilarious.